Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a great rack. I've got glories and gloires. Hopefully one of those will play. Probably quite a few 8-letter words as well with this rack. Okay, great. No bingo for my opponent. And wow, I think glories and gloires may both be blocked. That's disappointing. Both of those words end ES. That doesn't work. What about a bigger overlap? No. It's not a disaster. I have resoling in column 9. That doesn't even get doubled, so is there anything better? How about through the A of Sanify? Gyrosol, Seraglio, Gasolea. None of those gets tripled. What about something through the F? Not seeing anything. Forlazing through an F and an N. How about the Y? No. So, is resoling the best I've seen? Probably a play through the A would be better, not providing access to a triple word square. So Gasolea, Seraglio or Gyrosol, they all take a solitary S at the end. I think I'll play Gyrosol. I suspect there's not very much between these. Gyrosol for 60. Interesting rack, no duplicates and it's balanced. It doesn't immediately look particularly bingo-y. Close to Ollie Barnum. I don't have an ing ending word through the I. I think Sanify takes ing at the end for future reference. A play of Gumbo would sort my rack out. Not seeing anywhere for that. So my priorities are certainly to play off the U and to make inroads into G, M and B. I have lumbago through the L, but that stops one square short of column 15, so I'm not keen on that. A couple of double-double lanes, rows E and K, and column 11. So it's possible I have a double-double which isn't a bingo. Opponent takes out 2 of those lanes. The only remaining one, row E through the G. So what about a play ending man? Not seeing anything. Opponent has provided a spot for Gumbo, but it's not a particularly attractive spot. So what about this? I can play Umbo for 22, not giving a huge amount away. Not a bad rack lead, goes well with most vowels. Can I do better? I could play that one square to the left for 4 fewer points. I'm not sure how dangerous. One way I can make it less dangerous is by playing Ombu. It still takes an S at the end, but just this vowel next to a double word square is less dangerous as a U rather than an O. I'm going with this. Just pausing in case umbonage is good, but I'm sure it's not. I have Nilgai and possibly Hailing. Not sure there's a spot for either. Quite a tight board for bingos. Fine if you've got an S, not otherwise. Ritz takes a Y. Well, That doesn't help me. One Y's gone, but the others is still out there. Does opponent have it? And do I have a bingo? I've got the L and IL for plays ending lie and illy in column 12. Not seeing anything. This doesn't look a particularly promising rack for 8-letter plays. Nothing with the E, or the L, or the O. Just checking that neither of my 7s work in column 7, and they don't. Ah, what about row I? Yes, wow. Nil guys works here, that's great. Nearly missed that. Super dangerous opening in column 1, but I'm not going to turn down a bingo. Nil guys for 67. Interesting. That looks close to a bingo. I have radiatas and datarias in column 2. Can't see a 7 with this rack. What about the other floaters? And we can now see the remaining tiles. They pop up possibly when there are fewer than 60 in the bag. So we can see the Y that is out there, which could well be quite significant in row O to whoever has it. I have a 60-point lead, and a bingo on my rack that could easily be blocked if opponent plays in column 1. I have Tanadars in column 1. Wow, look at that, 131-point triple for my opponent. Has he blocked my bingos through the I? Radiatas doesn't play. Datarias just misses out with the L, so brutal stuff. Let me just consider the other floaters. Ah, well, look at this, there's an I of Gyrosol, so I certainly do have a bingo, a playable bingo in row F. Do I have a bingo through, a better bingo through another floater? Not seeing anything with the G, or the L, or the H. So, which of my 2 bingos is better? Radiatas places an A underneath this double letter square. I am behind, but I'll be ahead after this, I think. Datarias for 63. Well, we'll be pretty close. So I don't want to gift an easy scoring spot. Not great. Too many duplicates and triplicates. I'm just wondering about Umbelili through an M rather. Might be good. No M available. Opponent now 20 points in the lead. So I have blue as a prefix with LEE. That's not particularly promising. The E and the D are the floaters from unelated. The Y is still out there, and given how close we are, that's of increasing significance. So what I can do is play a bluely, sorting out my duplicates and triplicates. Sorting out my duplicates. 22 points, not giving terribly much away. Q still to come, so this U might be useful. Double E slightly vulnerable to picking up 2 more E's, otherwise okay. Is there something better? Any hot spots not considered? I guess a play of just blue somewhere would leave a better rack leave. Not seeing anything for that. Plays parallel to Rombu, not particularly promising. Certainly not with this rack. B could get tripled underneath the A, but I certainly want to play off an L and a U with it. I'm going with this. I do draw E's, 3 of them, but there are only 3 more to come, so I'm unlikely to repeat that feat. Now I have the W, so triple E W is good. Do I have somewhere good for that. It certainly plays down from Gyrosol, and that's going to interrupt a ritzy play. Another E gets played. So this is where I was thinking of playing it. U for 12. Do I have a better spot? I could play it in row C above the E, but that sets up scoring spots. This is a slightly strange situation because I am behind, but I'm reluctant to open up easy scoring spots. I guess I'm behind, but close enough behind that I could catch my opponent without a bingo, so I don't feel like I want to open the board up too much, certainly not in terms of providing easy scoring spots. So anywhere better than right here. White and Or are good, but Anna doesn't take an E. Not that I can see. I'm going with this. I thought that was a Y. It's an X. But the X is good. Look at this. I have X and X. 50-point play. And I only trail by 16. Quite nice to play off a lot of tiles with this, with the Y and the blank to come. And it would be quite nice to play Kex. Potential for a bigger score. I think the best I can do in row J is just X, and X is better than Ox. Great for that, just 12 points. Game on. So, am I overlooking something better than just EX? Kex doesn't play in column 2. The best I can do there is Dex. 3 O's to come for XO. $55 points is a lot. This rack leave is balanced and good. I'm going with this. Well, I dodged the Y and the blank, but I was only drawing 2 tiles, so can't be too upset. 34 points for my opponent, and he burns the Y, so that takes out the ritzy danger, apart from the blank, as a Y. Good score for my opponent. He leads by 7. I've got a good scoring tile in the K. 16 tiles in the bag, 11 minutes on my clock. Board looking quite tight. Rome, I think, may take an A after it. I don't have that on my rack. U takes a G. I'm looking at plays like Gook and Grok, but I'm not seeing anywhere to play them. I have Droke in row M. 20 points. This U looking increasingly dangerous with this Q to come. Let me check the remaining vowel situation. 7 out of 23. Wow, I need to hang on to my vowels. I could play KO at the top here. Well, that opens up row A for plays beginning above OU, which would mean the M, the S, and the blank. Not massively dangerous, but if it's not taken, it's just going to stay there, and is it an unnecessary risk? I could play Koto in column 1, but that's burning two of my vowels. 27 points though, and providing pretty much nothing, except the spot above the O next to the vowel. Tricky situation. 9 minutes on my clock. 16 tiles in the bag. So, what about playing Gook here? 24 points, decent rack leave. And although there's a vowel shortage, there are available vowels on the board, and this rack leave is quite nice. And Goot provides nothing. I feel like I'm slightly underscoring with this rack. I'm going with it. Wow. Not good to see the V's, but glad to see the I. That's pretty tricky dealing with these V's. And my lead just 17 points. I'd quite like to play off both V's. Gosh, opponent may be worried that I had the Q. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it or didn't have it. Hun doesn't take anything that I've got. So opponent could be setting up something in column 14. I could play Vite, but that burns both vowels, asking for trouble. I certainly need to play off one of the V's. I could play both of them with Vive. How reckless is that? I lead by 7. Just looking for a spot to play off both of them. This doesn't feel like a good rack at all to be retaining a V if I can get rid of both. Can't see a play beginning with C or R, which burns both V's. I can play Vive down here for a bigger score. 21 points. Setting up the Q for this QI spot, but opponent would be limited to just 31 points, and if he played QI, I may be able to score with the V. And if I draw the Q, that'll be pretty useful, bearing in mind I know my opponent didn't have the Q last time and only drew 2 tiles. I'm really not sure about this, but 21 points is quite handy. I'm going with this. Vive. Wow. Not too much of a surprise, I guess. But suddenly the remaining tiles are looking very bingo. It's only the Q that isn't. All the non-bingo tiles are on my rack. I could be setting my opponent up for another triple. Column 14 a more likely bingo lane, but I'm not going to be able to respond in kind. If my opponent bingos, he empties the bag and he will surely win. However, if he empties the bag, he will have the Q. A glimmer of hope. Wow, suddenly the remaining tiles looked so bingo-y. It's amazing what taking a few non-bingo-y tiles out of the selection does. So turning to this rack, I've got Jim in row B for 30 points. So what if opponent's got the Q and just plays it? I guess I try and block column 14. Which is... okay, look at that, opponent bingos, but doesn't burn the blank, so is not going to be stuck with the Q. Nice bingo by my opponent. Not very much I can do about that. So do I have an out in 2? Opponent leads by about 50 points. This game is lost. So I was thinking of Jim. Can't see anywhere to play out with CDHR. 5 minutes on my clock. What's the best I can do in column 15? Do I have any plays which don't have vowels. CH is the only one I can see which plays at the top and would play after Jim. I think I will play Jim. Jim for 31. So I have CH as a scoring spot. Not seeing anything better. 26 points for that. I would have chord or chard through an A or an O. Yep, 36 points for opponent. He's got Don, he will be going out. He could play Don and Ed. And Nod and Un, so I can't block both of those. So what's the best I can do with this rack? I don't think I can go out in one. Don. 21 points for my opponent. I don't think there's terribly much between my candidate moves, so I'm going with well, CH for 26. I could play Thud. 16. CH is better. Anywhere else for CH? Don't think so. So just wait for opponent to find the best play, and he gets 25 for Nod. And the final score, 403 to me, 459 to my opponent. So a winning margin of 56 points. Well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first. He played Sanify. And Gloires does play. It plays underneath Sanify. Wow. Okay, so I missed that. And I played Gyrosol for 60, so 10 points shipped there. Opponent has Aeration. Okay, doesn't play that. Plays Fano. Inambu, that's quite funky. And look at that. Plays parallel to Fano. Very nice play. Gumbo K10, I didn't like that, opening row O. And a few other options, so Ombu probably not best, but not hugely behind. Opponent's rack plays Ritz. And now Nilguise is the only bingo. And there's Sanifying for 48, but the bingo is better. That's great for my opponent. He has a choice of triple triples. And I now trail by a bingo, but fortunately I have a bingo on my rack, and we're neck and neck. Ooh, horrible rack for my opponent, 3 I's and a U. Plays Finny, and I play Bluely. I could play Bluey for 2 fewer points. Is Eel 2 points better than E? Probably. Probably that, not very much more. And Glebe retains a U, so I'm reasonably happy with Bluely. Opponent's struggling a bit with vowels. Plays Or. And I trail by about 30, and I've got a ton of E's rather. So I play U for 14. I could have played Were at L2. Where's that? Oh, okay, down here. Possibly worth doing, although from my perspective there are still quite a lot of vowels out there. Although mainly O's. So maybe not a huge amount between those top 2 plays. Opponent plays Tout, and I have X for 55. And now I lead by about 26 points. Opponent plays Cry, and we're level. A13 Droog. Not good, opening up row A. So what do? I play Guke for 24. Possibly Co-Better for 26. I don't know. With a vowel light bag, maybe retaining 2 vowels would have been a better option. Look at this, great rack for my opponent. But no bingo. He plays pun. Yeah, so he played pun, keeping EIRST, an absolutely massive 5-letter set, probably worth in excess of 30 points. I was sitting with this rack. I led by 7, but I had 2 Vs. And I played V at A7 for 21. I could have got 34 for Perv, K13. Interesting. But not great because Perv does take an E. But it's a lot of points and it's retaining a vowel, so possibly worth doing. Opponent has Arrow Ties, which was a great spot and pretty much guaranteed him the win. 15G, HM. Not good keeping 5 vowels, so I still like Jim. No out for my opponent. He plays cats. No out for me. G2. Chid through the eye of nil guys. And I do CH for the same score, so Chid would have been 4 points better. And then opponent goes out. So, very exciting game. Opponent got off to, well, not a great start, but he had a triple-triple in the middle which shot him into the lead, but I was able to come straight back with Datarias and we were pretty much level pegging for the remainder of the game until just moving into the end game I drew a couple of Vs and opponent had a bingo rack and was able to get down Error Ties and draw the blank. So he had a fairly comfortable end, but only right at the end. Up to then it was very close. So well done again to my opponent, and I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.